Hello everyone! Today we'll be looking into for loops in Python. We'll look into nested for loops, chained for loops, and if statements. So let's make a simple for loop. So for I in range 3, print hello. So let's run it. And it prints hello 3 times. So if I have another for loop inside this for loop, I can say for j in range 3, print hello. You'll see that 9 hellos are printed. So here we have 3 and 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. I can even print I and j here. I, comma, j. So I goes from 0, 1, 2. And each time j goes from 0 to 2. And these are called nested for loops. You can also have a lot of if statements. So let's say I have a number called num, which is equal to 10. And I have another number called num2, which is equal to 5. So if num2 is equal to num, print yes is correct. So hit F5. So what you'll see here is that nothing is printed because num is not equal to num2. But if I say 10 here, it is correct. So what I want to have is that if it is not correct, it should print guess is not correct. So I'll say else print guess is not correct. Press F5, and guess is not correct. So it goes into the if statement, compares the numbers, and if they are not equal, it will go to this else, and it prints that it is not correct. I can even say, if num2 is greater than num, print guess is higher. I need to account for if the guess is lower, so I'll say else if. In Python, elif is short for else if, so I'll say elif, then guess is lower. So elif needs a condition. I can say num2 is less than num. Lastly, I can say else. If num2 is not less than or equal to num, then it must be equal to. So I can say print guess is not correct. Hit F5, and I will change num2 to 11. So hit F5 again. So the guess is higher, but there is a problem. If I change this to 10, it will say that guess is not correct. So currently, if it is neither higher nor lower, it is incorrect. So I can fix it by putting another elif here. So these are change statements. This if should be chained or nested inside of another if. If I say if num2 is less than num, print, let's just say print nested for now. But it's not greater than, so let's make it greater than 10, like 11. So the guess is higher. So this condition is now printed. So if I say here just else print guess is not correct. So if this is not true, then this should happen. But because it is nested, it will always check this value, and since the condition is false, it will go to the else and print guess is not correct. So if I don't want to have that condition, I need to have it not be nested. So I need to change this to an elif. So guess is higher. So the guess is higher. It will now print this one. I can change this print statement to guess is lower. Right now it is not printing, but if I change num2 to 9 and hit F5, it will print guess is lower. So in the number guessing assignment, we need a nested for loop. We can also take input from the user. So let's say input guess the number. So this input will take a string value. A string cannot be compared to an integer, so it will always print guess is not correct. Here, let me show you what I mean. So let's hit F5. If I say 1, it will give us an error. So it's saying that I cannot compare a string value to an integer value. So it's trying to compare it to an integer value, but num is not an integer. Num is a string. So what we need to do is to convert it to an integer. We can convert it by calling the int function and putting our string input inside of the int function. Hit F5. So let's say 10. It says it's not correct because we have not compared whether the two numbers are equal to each other. So this is how you go about the guess the number game. You need to create nested for loops like these to create the guess the number game. We can always put these in just a single for loop as well. So hopefully this video will help you with your assignment. Thanks.